When you're over 60, every bite you take matters more than ever, because the very food that once built you up could now be quietly tearing your heart down. That isn't meant to scare you. It's the biological reality of aging. But what if I told you that some vegetables you've always trusted, the ones you proudly call healthy, might actually be increasing your risk for high blood pressure, an erratic heartbeat, or even heart failure? I'm not talking about junk food. I'm referring to the exact vegetables sitting in your refrigerator right now. As a cardiologist with over 30 years of experience, I've seen this too many times. People walk into my office with the best intentions, eating salads, avoiding fried foods, yet they still find themselves in the hospital with chest pressure or exhaustion. Why? Because not every vegetable is friendly to a heart over 60, especially when it interacts with your medications and your changing body. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the 9 vegetables that could be slowly harming your heart, and I'll show you what to eat instead. Your very next meal could be the one that either protects your heart or puts it in peril. 1. Canned sweet corn. The sweet taste quietly straining your heart. Canned corn feels familiar, wholesome, harmless, a staple of American dinners for generations. But the truth is, it may be quietly working against your heart. When you open that can, you're not just getting kernels, you're getting added salt and sugar. For someone in their 30s, the body handles it. But after 60, everything changes. As we age, our kidneys filter sodium less efficiently, and our blood vessels lose flexibility. That means even a modest amount of salt from canned corn can cause your body to retain water, increase blood volume, and raise your blood pressure over time. I remember a patient, Robert, a 78-year-old who was struggling with stubbornly high blood pressure. His food journal revealed the culprit: a full can of sweet corn with dinner every night. "I thought I was doing good, doc," he said. "I even drained the liquid." But draining isn't enough. The sodium has already soaked into the kernels. A single can of corn can contain over 600 milligrams of sodium, plus hidden sugars. For an aging heart, this daily habit adds unnecessary strain. We switched Robert to fresh or frozen corn with no added salt. Within 2 weeks, his blood pressure started coming down. The swelling in his legs improved. "I figured if it grew from the ground, it was safe," he told me. That's the trap. Age changes how our body responds to everything. Canned corn can still be on your plate, but it must be approached with awareness and strict portion control. 2. French fries, America's favorite side dish damaging senior hearts. French fries are a tradition, a comfort food. But for a heart over 60, they are not a harmless indulgence. In fact, they may be quietly setting you up for serious cardiovascular trouble. Here's why. First, they're deep-fried, often in low-quality oils high in trans fats. These oils promote chronic inflammation, damaging the lining of your blood vessels and encouraging plaque buildup. This is the start of atherosclerosis, the narrowing of arteries that leads to heart attacks and strokes. Second, the salt content is alarming, often 300 to 800 milligrams per serving. This sodium forces your body to hold water, raising your blood pressure and increasing the workload on your heart. I'll never forget Mrs. Eleanor Vance, a 76-year-old retired librarian. She came to me with swollen ankles and shortness of breath. She didn't smoke, took her medications, but admitted, "I just have my fries twice a week at the diner." Those small portions were a consistent source of trans fats and salt, keeping her in a state of inflammation. Her heart was working overtime. We replaced her fries with roasted sweet potato wedges baked in olive oil and herbs. Within weeks, her symptoms eased. Her blood pressure dropped 10 points. "It's astonishing," she said. "It was this small, weekly habit holding me back." It's the little habits we repeat without thinking that have the biggest impact. French fries are a cardiovascular hazard for seniors. They offer no nutrition while delivering a punch of salt and inflammation your aging heart can't afford. 3. Red chili peppers, the fiery ingredient fueling heart trouble. Spice adds excitement to food. Red chili peppers, cayenne, jalapenos, they bring life to our plates. But if you're over 60, this fiery ingredient can pose a significant challenge to your heart. Chili peppers contain capsaicin, which stimulates your fight or flight response. Your body releases adrenaline, your heart rate increases, and your blood pressure rises. In a young person, this settles quickly. But in an older body with stiffer arteries and a heart that's seen more wear, this sudden surge can be dangerous. It can lead to palpitations, arrhythmias, or even acute heart stress. Think of Mr. Arthur Rossi, a 74-year-old who loved spicy food. He came to me with lightheadedness and a fluttering in his chest. His EKG showed occasional premature beats. We put him on a 48-hour heart monitor, and the results were clear. Every time he ate a spicy meal, his heart rhythm spiked. His food was putting his cardiovascular system on high alert. We didn't take flavor away from him. We swapped his hot sauces for herbs like smoked paprika, garlic, and rosemary. Within a month, his palpitations were gone. The lesson isn't to remove joy from your plate. It's to protect the heart that lets you enjoy life. If meals consistently make your heart race, that's not flavor. It's a warning. Season with wisdom, not just with heat. 4. Raw garlic. When nature's medicine turns against you. For generations, garlic has been celebrated as a healing food. It contains allicin, which can help lower cholesterol and improve circulation. But after 60, especially if you're on heart medications, consuming large amounts of raw garlic can become a hidden risk. Raw garlic has strong blood-thinning effects. When combined with medications like aspirin, Plavix, or warfarin, it can dangerously amplify their effect. In older adults, with slower organ function and more fragile blood vessels, this can lead to internal bleeding or dangerously low blood pressure. That's what happened to Ms. Margaret Quinn, a 77-year-old retired nurse. She took low-dose aspirin daily and, for her heart, ate 2 raw garlic cloves every morning. One day, she fainted. Her labs showed her blood was too thin. The combination of aspirin and raw garlic had become dangerous. We had her stop eating garlic raw and reintroduce it cooked, which makes its effects milder. Her dizzy spells disappeared. Natural doesn't always mean safe, especially when mixed with medication. Aging changes how your body metabolizes everything. If you love garlic, keep it in your life, but in cooked form, and always tell your doctor. Health after 60 is about understanding how everything, food, medicine, and your heart, works together. 5. Raw sprouts. The innocent crunch that can harm a senior's heart. Raw sprouts look fresh, vibrant, and full of life. But beneath that innocent crunch lies a hidden danger for those over 60. The threat isn't the sprout itself, but the bacteria it often carries. Sprouts grow in warm, moist conditions, perfect for bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria. A younger person might get an upset stomach. But for an older adult with a weaker immune system or an underlying heart condition, that same infection can escalate into sepsis or a life-threatening heart infection called infective endocarditis. I saw this with David Chun, a 69-year-old retired firefighter. He was a model of health after a bypass surgery, but he was hospitalized with a severe infection traced back to raw sprouts in a sandwich. The bacteria had attacked his heart. He spent nearly a month on 4 antibiotics. As we age, our immune defenses weaken. If you have a valve replacement or pacemaker, the risk is even greater. So what should you do? Cook your sprouts. Lightly steaming or sautéing them kills harmful bacteria while preserving most of their texture and flavor. We must move beyond the idea that fresh always means safe. At this stage of life, you've earned the right to meals that nourish, not risk. 6. When healthy vegetables turn harmful. Food and medication interactions. After age 60, the advice, eat your vegetables, comes with an asterisk. Even the healthiest vegetables can interfere with the very drugs keeping you alive. Our bodies process food and medication differently as we age. The liver and kidneys slow down, altering how drugs are metabolized and absorbed. Let me tell you about Susan Miller, a 73-year-old on medication for atrial fibrillation. She came to my clinic with dizziness and brain fog. Her heart rate and blood pressure were dangerously low. The reason? Her new HeartSmart diet. She was drinking grapefruit juice every morning and eating large servings of broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Here's what happened. Grapefruit blocks a key liver enzyme, causing her medications to build up to toxic levels. At the same time, vegetables like broccoli are high in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners. Her well-meaning meals were fighting her prescriptions. We adjusted her diet, balancing her intake of these foods. Within weeks, her symptoms disappeared. The takeaway: even good vegetables can be the wrong choice when mixed carelessly with medication. It's about harmony. If you're on heart medication, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about your diet. A simple conversation can be the difference between stability and a medical emergency. 7. Raw cabbage, the healthy vegetable pressuring your heart and lungs. Raw cabbage seems like a perfect health food, but for a digestive system over 60, it can cause serious problems. As we age, our gut slows down. Raw, fibrous vegetables like cabbage are difficult to process and can create significant gas and bloating. This isn't just uncomfortable. The bloating can become so severe that it pushes up against the diaphragm, reducing lung capacity and putting physical pressure on the heart. It can mimic the symptoms of a cardiac event. Mr. Frank Carter, 75, came to my office complaining of chest tightness after meals. All his tests came back normal. The culprit? The large raw cabbage salad he proudly ate every day. The bloating was limiting his lung expansion. We had him switch to lightly steamed cabbage instead. Cooking breaks down the tough fibers, making it easier to digest. Within a week, his symptoms vanished. Healthy food must be matched to the current state of your body. What worked at 30 can overwhelm you at 70. 8. Canned vegetables, the healthy food sneaking salt into your heart. Canned vegetables are a pantry staple, convenient and affordable, but they often come with a hidden ingredient that's slowly straining your heart: sodium. The salty brine they're packed in preserves shelf life at the cost of your cardiovascular health. After 60, the kidneys don't filter sodium well, and blood vessels are stiffer. Excess salt makes your body retain water, increasing blood volume and raising blood pressure. Over time, this forces the heart to work harder, leading to hypertension and heart failure. Mr. Walter Finch, an 83-year-old widower, had stubbornly high blood pressure despite his medications. He ate a can of vegetables with every dinner, thinking he was being healthy. But each can contained over 500 milligrams of sodium. We switched him to no-salt-added versions and had him rinse them before cooking. We also added more frozen vegetables to his diet. Within 6 weeks, his blood pressure dropped noticeably. Don't just assume a food is healthy because it's a vegetable. Read the label. Check the sodium content. Choose low sodium or no salt-added options. Or better yet, stock your freezer with plain frozen veggies. They're just as convenient and far kinder to your heart. 9. Overdoing heart-healthy veggies, when too much of a good thing is a threat. After 60, even the healthiest vegetables can be harmful in excess. Balance is everything. Your body is like an orchestra. You need the right amount of each instrument, not just a blast from the trumpets. Howard, 68, embraced a plant-based diet after a health scare. He filled his plate with kale, spinach, beets, and sweet potatoes every single day. A few months later, he felt tired and weak. His labs showed elevated potassium and strained kidney function. His superfood diet was the problem. Beets and spinach are high in oxalates, which can harm the kidneys in large amounts. Kale and spinach are rich in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners. Sweet potatoes are high in potassium, a problem if you're on certain blood pressure medications. His heart was struggling from too much of the good stuff. We worked to balance his diet, rotating his greens and adjusting portions. Within a month, his energy returned and his labs normalized. The message is clear: your body changes with age. Moderation matters. You don't need to cut out healthy foods, but you need to eat smarter, not harder. Instead, eat these vegetables that truly support your heart. So what should you eat? Your heart doesn't need extremes. It needs gentle, consistent nourishment. It needs foods that support its work, not make it work harder. Focus on steamed green beans and lightly cooked broccoli. They are low in sodium, rich in fiber, and contain antioxidants that reduce arterial inflammation. Cooking them lightly makes them easy to digest. Add cooked carrots, high in beta-carotene for better blood vessel health. Sauté zucchini in olive oil. It's hydrating and easy on the digestive system. Enjoy sweet potatoes, but in moderation, baked or boiled. Cooked tomatoes are fantastic, as cooking releases lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that helps keep blood vessels flexible. And reintroduce leafy greens like kale, but lightly sautéed and in consistent, moderate portions. This isn't about restriction, it's about wisdom. It's about choosing vegetables in the right form and amounts. This is how you build a foundation for better circulation, stable blood pressure, and a more active life. Your heart still has time, and so do you. If you've made it this far, you're already doing something powerful. You're listening to your body, and it's never too late to change the course of your health. Healing at this stage of life comes from small, wise, daily decisions. It's not about perfection, it's about intention. You've survived a lifetime of challenges. You are resilient. The most meaningful act of resilience now is to care for your body as kindly as you've cared for others. Your meals don't need to be complicated, but they do need to be thoughtful. So start where you are. Swap one ingredient. Read one label. Cook one meal with intention. Do it not out of fear, but out of respect for the body that has carried you this far. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment and reflect. What is one small, kind promise you can make to your heart today? Share your heart promise in the comments below. Let's create a chain of support and inspiration. If this conversation opened your eyes, subscribe and turn on notifications. In our next video, we're exposing the healthy breakfast foods that could be secretly sabotaging your entire day. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching. Here's to living life on your own terms.